Hi, my name is Greg Howard, and I'm a small business owner just like many of you. I'm here today to share with you how to use the Affordable Care Act, better known as Obamacare, to your advantage and to the benefit of your employees. It's not rocket science, it's just math and good business. So let's get started. First of all, it's important how you as a business owner view the Affordable Care Act. The reality is it's a tax law. The Supreme Court told us so. Like it, love it, or hate it, the Affordable Care Act is the law we have, and if used properly can be a goldmine for employers and employees alike. Don't let all the noise from the political left or the right distract you from making a good business decision. Standard & Poor's Capital IQ predicted in April of 2014 that by the year 2020, 90% of the employees currently covered by a group health insurance plan will be on some form of exchange-based health insurance. That means that there's a huge paradigm shift about to occur in the health benefits market. In the 1970s, we made the transition from a defined benefit model called pensions to a defined contribution model called 401k. IBM, General Electric, Sears, Aon, Papa John's, and Time Warner, along with a host of other major U.S. employers, have already begun to make the same transition in the health market. Even if the Standard & Poor's report is wrong and only 50% make the move from defined benefits to defined contribution, shifting 50% of any industry in a 6-year period is a tidal wave. Next, employers need to recognize that most of their employees, if not all, qualify for a subsidy. The administration knew when it set the limit for qualifying for a subsidy at 400% of the federal poverty level that this range included the vast majority of Americans. 90% of the residents of Florida qualify for a subsidy. 75% of everyone who lives in the Midwest qualify for a subsidy. And remember, subsidies are not based on assets or gross income, but your modified adjusted gross income. A family of 4 with an adjusted gross income of $95,300 qualifies for a subsidy. How many of your employees do you think qualify? The administration also knew that most employers can't possibly compete with the federal government in subsidizing their employees' health insurance. A typical scenario for most businesses is that the business pays some percentage of the employee's health insurance costs. If the employee wants to add his or her family members to the plan, in most cases they can, but the employee has to bear the additional costs in its entirety. In other words, the employer is subsidizing part or all of the employee's health insurance premiums, but none of the family's. The ACA, on the other hand, was specifically designed to subsidize the entire family unit. The reality is that most employers cannot possibly afford to compete with the federal government in subsidizing health insurance for the company's employees. They would have to be willing to subsidize over 80% of the entire family's health insurance costs to compete with the federal government. As high as the ACA premiums are, group health plan premiums are even higher. Compare the total premium for an individual on a group health plan in your market today with the retail cost of a comparable ACA plan purchased without a subsidy, and the group health plan premium will be higher. If you have a current group health plan, run the numbers. Go to www.ehealthinsurance.com and see for yourself. This is because the pricing of the ACA-compliant plans on the open market is based on community pricing rather than the health history of a particular group of individuals. It's just a much larger group of folks, so the risk is less for the insurance companies. Again, like the law, love it or hate it, these are the options we have. And as employers, it behooves us to choose the best options for our employees and for our businesses, regardless of our politics. You see, employees don't really care how the cost of their insurance goes down. They just care that it does. Unless you as an employer are ready to subsidize upwards of 80% of the cost of insuring your employee and their entire family, it's simply cheaper for the employee to get a subsidy from the federal government. We're at a turning point in American benefits history when offering health insurance to our employees may no longer be in their best interests and may no longer be a real benefit. In addition, under the defined contribution model, Employees can choose any health plan offered in the state from any carrier that meets their needs. There's no more concern about changing health carriers and having employees complain that their doctor doesn't accept the new healthcare company. And by the way, the defined contribution model eliminates any need to manage COBRA plans. When an employee leaves, it's their health plan. They take it with them. From the employer's perspective, through the use of flex plans as outlined in Section 125 of the IRS Code, employers can still provide substantial health benefits to their employees, including offering them the opportunity to pay for their health insurance premiums in employer-provided pre-tax dollars. Health coverage and how we pay for it is changing, but the health benefits employers provide for their employees doesn't have to go away completely or bankrupt the company. In fact, for the first time in history, employers can now fix their health insurance costs while providing the opportunity for their employees to obtain better health coverage at a lower cost. And that's it for now. We'll be doing a series of these videos tied in with our weekly blogs, so stay tuned for more updates on the Affordable Care Act and how you can use it to benefit your employees and your business. Go to www.acamadeeasy for more information and to get your free copy of 7 Secrets to Making Obamacare a Win-Win for you and your employees.